First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello everyone, this is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you for joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom, and we are talking about wildfires here this afternoon, and in particular the Cram fire over near Madras, Oregon, Jefferson and Wasco County. The last I had heard, it was 64,000 acres. We're going to get an update, though, on all of that right now as far as evacuation zones, where we're at with this wildfire. To do so, we are joined now by Gert Zoutendijk from the Oregon State Fire Marshal office. And Gert, thank you, very much for being here right now and, to go through this with us and get an update on this. I do have to ask, where are you at right now, personally?
So our command post is actually here in Madras itself. So we are, several miles south of, kind of southwest of the fire.
Several miles southwest of the fire. Okay, but yeah, very close there to it. And, let's, if you don't mind, if we could just start off with some statistics for everybody watching out there who wants to know, how big is this fire right now and where exactly are you finding it that it's growing?
Yeah, so currently the numbers that we got officially from an infrared flight overnight, it's at just over 62,000 acres. We know fire has grown again. How far exactly, we won't know for sure for our numbers until probably tomorrow morning. But there are tools online that look at heat signatures and predict kind of where the fire line could be at, and those indicate that it's been growing.
That it's been growing. And now when we're talking about some of the evacuation zones on there, can you tell us where those are currently and how many people possibly have been ordered into that level 3 evacuation?
Yeah, so a lot of the evacuation level 3 areas are just south of the fire and north of Madras. So along Highway 97, all the way over to, to the east. And there's currently about almost 500 structures that are threatened with almost 300 primary residences that are all in the level 3 zone.
Has there been any loss of structures so far that you know of?
So far, we don't know for sure or do not have any confirmation of structures lost, but our teams are out there verifying, when it looks like maybe a structure and it could not have been. So they have to really go down, and if it's not safe for us to go yet, then we won't be able to get those numbers if anything has been damaged or not. But this is a large footprint. So, some structures we can pinpoint on the map and say, is it still there, yes or no? Some structures that are on the map are not there. Some structures that are not on the map are there. So it's a bigger job to try to really determine and get those numbers accurately, because that's really what we want to make sure and report is accurate numbers. If we assume things, then that's part of my job to make sure I give accurate information to all your viewers and everybody out here.
And we really appreciate that too, and getting these accurate numbers as they come in, and understanding too that this is an active fire. 62,000 acres. It sounds like somewhere in that range is what you last had, and as that's something that's growing like that, it's, I'm sure, very difficult to keep track of everything. One thing I did want to ask too is we had heard reports that potentially the cause of the fire was discovered. Do you know what the cause of this fire was?
So I do not know officially. Again, we're, officially, and we have to, make sure that we have the statistics right. So the fire is being investigated by the Oregon State Fire Marshal. They're looking into it. It takes a little bit as well to make sure that, they get the cause correctly, because if we say something happened and it didn't, and it was something different, then, that's wrong information, and we don't want to do that. So they want to be sure, and it's not something that's going to change the outcome or the effect of the fire. So they doing their due diligence on trying to investigate this fire.
Yeah, so fair enough. As you mentioned, it's not going to change the outcome of where we're at right now. And just to reiterate some of that too, for everybody out there who may be in that area or near the area or planning to drive through there, what are some big things and most important things that you would like to get out there to the public about this fire in that area?
Yeah, right now it's the smoke. The smoke today is going way south. It's not going up in the air and kind of dissipating. It's affecting not just Madras and the surrounding areas. It's going down south, towards Prineville. It's going towards Redmond. So it's affecting other communities now. That's really the biggest thing. Driving conditions on Highway 97, ODOT tries to keep that open as much as possible, but we have fire camp along that road. We have firefighters going in and out of driveways. So be cautious. Smoke can change and it can all of a sudden be laying down on the highway. So drive cautiously. If there is smoke on the highway, slow down. I mean, that's really the biggest, most important as part of if people are driving through. Besides the message to the residents here, people that live here, look at those evacuation levels and make sure that if you're in a level 3, you hopefully are able to get out, because this fire is moving rapidly and it's moving all kinds of different directions. That's, I think, why you see in a large footprint of this level 3 evacuation zone, because it's unpredictable and we don't know where the fire might go with these winds pushing it.
Yeah, so it's not just pushing south with that smoke, it's spreading in all kinds of different ways that are probably hard to predict, I would imagine.
It really is. There's a lot of ridges, a lot of valleys and canyons, and the fire and the winds just kind of move it all over. There's little fingers of fire all over the place. So we don't want to wait until the last moment before the sheriff's office pulls that trigger of, hey, now we need to put this in level 3. We want to be ahead of the time. If there would be a great road system out there that there's a lot of ways out, maybe a little different, but there's few roads, and those roads are windy and steep and challenging to drive on a normal day. So I think a lot of it is precautionary to get things in motion and give people a better heads up.
When it comes to a fire this big and that's spreading in so many different unpredictable ways, do you have, I guess, talking about the resource side of things, what kind of resources are being utilized right now, and do you anticipate more resources? Is there enough along those lines?
Yeah. So on the structural side, we have quite a bit of resources for what we have on the fire, and largely due to the size of the fire and the challenging ways to get around the fire. We can't just go through it or drive 5 minutes and we're on the other side of the fire. It's hour, 2-hour drive for us to safely get somewhere else on the other side. So we have to split up crews, and that takes more crews, and we're getting 2 more task forces and 2 more strike teams. So more counties are sending resources for us here. Locally, we have available a lot of air resources. However, they cannot fly when it's this smoky and they can't see. So it's all this weather is really a huge driver of what this fire is going to do and what we're capable of doing to try to keep this fire in a location small as possible.
Do you anticipate any breaks in that weather to maybe give you a little bit of a relief when it comes to that smoke?
Well, they're saying a cold front is coming in, which is like, wow, that's great news. However, right before that cold front comes in, there's always more wind, lightning storms. So that's out here in Central Oregon. That's a huge concern.
Anything else that you want to get out there for everybody?
No, I think we appreciate the support of people, all around the state, and especially our firefighters that are in all these different counties that are assisting us and coming in. So it's huge. We do have a federal team, a complex management team that is here and are going to join our state fire marshal management team tomorrow morning. And we're going to work together to do best we can to try to put this fire out and contain it.
Well, Gert, thank you very much for joining us, just for this update to get that out there for everybody. And just to remind everybody, too, if you are potentially in one of those level 3 zones, what's the best way, in case someone doesn't know, to make sure that they're up to date on that and that they're aware of any new level 3 evacuations or whatever the sheriff may say?
Absolutely. So the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office uses what they call the Raptor Map. It's actually a statewide a map that you can actually type in your address and everything. If you go to either their Facebook page or the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office website, they have links to that Raptor Map where you can type in an address. highly recommend for anybody around the state, because that system is being used in almost every area, is to sign up for those alerts. That will automatically give you notification when levels change, when levels go into effect. So, but yeah, so those are two great tools. Sign up for the automated notification, and then looking at the maps to see where you might be living and where in relation to those evacuation zones. And the fire perimeter, it shows on the map the fire perimeter.
Great. So good way for people to follow along with that and make sure that you know. And Gert, thank you very much, for having time to talk to us. I really, really appreciate it. And I know you're very busy with this, and thanks to all the hard work that you and the entire team and all the different teams that are there working on this are putting into this. It's very much appreciated. And yeah, just thank you.
Sounds great. I appreciate it. Thank you, Craig.
You bet. Thanks. I'll let you go. And for everybody watching, we'll continue on here. So huge thank you to Gert in the Oregon State Fire Marshal's office for joining us there to talk about that. I did want to show you a couple other things too here, just in case of reference, to reference for people who are watching live. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. Big thanks to Gert as he's heading out. Let's show you this. So this is one of the maps, just kind of giving you an idea of the size of this fire and where it's at. This is something that's updated here. This is from the state of Oregon. And, giving you the relation point there, Portland, Salem. Here we go with this fire. And there's you can see some of the other fires that are happening around the state as well. And, let me see here. Sorry, looks like that would help there. So that's the live production. So in case you didn't know, we are live. So now I will show you this. So taking a look here at this map. As you can see, we got Portland, Salem. This is where that fire is that we're talking about, this Cram fire. You can see some of the other fires that are also happening there around the state. I don't know the status of all of these ones. I believe you can find out a little bit more information about each one of those. But this Cram fire, you can see there, that's pretty big. Jefferson County, Wasco County. Yeah, so you can find out some more info as you go through here. That's where we're at right now. So this is out of date, saying 41,000, because Gert just told us that it's 62,000 that they know of. So we know it's bigger, at least that big, probably bigger with how that's spreading. But here's some more information. You can also go to our website here, kptv.com/wildfires, and we've got some more info. So as you can see, this is kind of all over the place, but some maps here anyway that you can go to, and you can take a look at some of the stuff that's on there also. So just wanted to bring that up to you. So you know that there's some different resources. We have lots of information at kptv.com, and we'll keep you updated on the Cram wildfire and anything else that happens. I did do a previous segment just about fire restrictions on Mount Hood for the Mount Hood National Forest. Important information to know, because sometimes these fires could happen by accident, even people with the best intentions, and it's important to know some different ways that you can help prevent something like this happen. So check out that segment. That'll be up there on the Fox 12 Oregon app or at kptv.com. Those are two great places to go, or even our YouTube channel. And we've got more coming up here throughout the afternoon. Now, one thing Gert did bring up was the weather. We've got Mark Nelson, who's going to be joining us here at 3 o'clock. And we were going to be talking about the heat that's happening right now, but I'll bring that up to him and see if we can get an update on what he anticipates that weather to be doing there in that area near Madras for this wildfire, and see if we can find out any kind of info on what's going to be coming up with that. So that's at 3 o'clock. We've got more here at 2:30. Pete Fairman will be joining me to talk about a new measure that could change the way that bail works. He'll get into that. That's coming up at 2:30, so we'll be live with that. So again, whatever platform you're watching on, you can join me right back here in about 10 minutes. That's when I'll be back with Pete, 3 o'clock mark. If there's ever breaking news, I'll be here with that too. But we'll take a break for right now. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.